Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will go from complete beginner in Power BI to creating interactive dashboard. We will learn some Power BI basics such as how to import data, how to clean your data using Power Query, and how to create interactive visualizations. Also, I will show you some designing techniques, how you can create your own custom theme for Power BI, and where you can find data sets that are very useful for learning Power BI. So if you are new to Power BI, I strongly recommend you to watch this video. And now let's get over to Power BI Desktop. And here we are in Power BI Desktop. If you didn't install Power BI Desktop, let me show you how you can do it for free. It's pretty much simple. Just type in Google Power BI Desktop, download, select this Microsoft page. It will take you to Microsoft Download Center. Click on Download, select 64-bit version, and download and follow instruction. Just click yes, next, and it will be installed. And let's go back to Power BI. So first step in building reports is to import data. We can import data by selecting get data. If we select this option, we will see a lot of data connectors that Power BI has. We can go to more depending of which file we want to connect as a data source, but in our case I have one CSV file that I'm going to use for this purpose. And before I import this file, let me show you some basic functions that you can find in this top ribbon. These are all buttons to get data. You can choose get data here. From here you just need to select which connector you need. So if you have Excel workbook, select Excel workbook. If you are using database, select Power BI semantic models, SQL server. If it is CSV file, select. If it's data source, if it's on the web, select web. You can import data from majority of websites, and there are a lot more. Next option is Excel workbook, one lake data hub. So this, if you work in a company, probably you will have more colleagues that are developing Power BI reports, and you can use their data sets that they have already created and where data is ready and clean to be used. SQL server, so by using this connector you can connect to your server and your database. And here just type server name, database name. In advanced option, just type SQL query, for example, select all from and table name. Next section that we see is queries. This button here will take us to Power Query, a great tool within Power BI that is used for data cleaning and data transformation. Refresh button, this moment this is disabled because we do not have any data, but once we import data, if we want to refresh data, if something is changed in our data source, we can click refresh and it will refresh latest data. New visual, so here under this insert pane we have buttons that are used to create visualization, so you can select new visual or any of visuals that are listed here. Text box, if you want to insert some text. More visuals, you can of course download more visuals from app source. New visual calculation, so these fields are used to create measures and new calculations. This new visual calculation is a new feature. It is used to create a measure within visualization itself. One of the most important buttons is publish, so this button is used to publish reports. Once we have created Power BI report and we want to share it with wider audience, click on publish, select your workspace, then you will be able to share it with end users. So let's import the data. If you do not have any specific data, there is a great website from where you can download data sets. So let's open Google, type Kaggle, I think it's Kaggle, and here you can search any data set, or you can select from this left menu data sets, and here you can browse any data set you find it interesting. For this video I have used Taylor Swift dataset, and just if you want to download it, click on it and select download. So let's go back to Power BI. Let's select get data. My data source is CSV file, so I will select text CSV connector, and there it is. And this preview window will open. So here we can see preview of selected data source. This is like sample that is based on first 2000 rows. If we select load, it will import directly data to Power BI, and transform data is used if we want to go to Power Query and shape data a little bit. Usually we will start with transform data because there is no perfect data. It always requires some transformations. So let's go to Power Query. Okay, here it is, Power Query. So on the left side, you can see query pane. This is our query, Taylor Swift discography. In top ribbon, you have a bunch of options. We will cover some of them. And on the right side, we have applied steps pane. So any transformation step we apply, it will be listed here. So if you want to go back, you can just delete it. So first, let's go to latest step. So first we need to evaluate data, see which data we have. We have ID number, that is call number type, integer type, that's fine. Track name, it's text type. You can see type on the left side of the column name. You can change type by clicking on this icon, and you can select appropriate type. So type, this is fine. Duration, days, seconds, feature, Spotify streams. These are all text, track number, phone number type. Okay, release date. So here we have release date, and release date should not be phone number as we have in this case. So it should be date. So let's select date, add a new step. Okay, so we have transformed this column to date, but this red line here indicates that we have some errors. So because more than a half it's red line, that means that majority of rows are errors. So something is not good. And as you can see, it didn't format it very well because we do not have 28th January of 7217 year. So what we need to do is to go step back, delete this one step that caused errors, and let's go to this previous step, change type. And here in this ribbon we have this step written in M language. So let's find release date. Where is release date? Okay, there it is. So it is integer type. Let me change this to type date. Type date. Okay, and close this. And there it is. We do not have red line anymore, so it means that we do not have any error. Let's just select this drop down menu to see which values do we have. Okay, and values are not normal. Years are normal, days are normal. Okay. It's album, physical sales, track, lyrics, track team, URL, sensibility, energy. Okay, these are some metrics for each song. So when building your model, you need to pay attention on the size of that model. If you have huge model, report will be slow, and there are plenty options how you can reduce size and increase speed, and I will show you one. So let's just select close and apply. By clicking this button, we will save all changes we made, and we will close Power Query. So under external tools tab, we have this external tool that is DAX Studio. Let's open it. I usually use this tool for measuring my model size. So here it is, my model. Let's go to advanced and view metrics. And let's go to summary. Okay, total size of our model in memory is 18.84 megabytes. Okay, let's remove this and let's open Power Query again. Best way to reduce model size is by removing not needed data. By not needed data, I'm referring to columns and rows. How we can remove rows? We can remove rows by filtering. So for example, if we want to evaluate in this report only country pop tracks, we just need to deselect all, select the country pop, click on OK, and we will have only data that is related to country pop. So one way is by filtering data. The other way is by removing columns that we are not going to use in this report. So let's select choose columns and let's see which columns we do not want. So track name, we need this track type duration feature, album, track number, musical, album type, release date, physical sales. Okay, we do not need URL. Okay, we need to select all and then to deselect columns we do not need. So we do not need URL. We do not need lyrics. And okay, let's leave other columns. Select OK. Close and apply. Okay, now steps have been applied, and let's go back to DAX Studio. And there it is. So previous size was 18.84 megabytes. Now let's refresh this data and go to summary. You see 9.79 megabytes. So we have reduced our model size. Now it will work faster. Okay, let's go back to our report. Okay, let's go back to our query again. I want to show you some basic functions that we have in Power Query. So in this top ribbon, we have options. Close and apply. This is when we want to close Power Query and apply steps we made. New source, this is for importing data, enter data, same as we have in Power BI Desktop to create your own table. Data source settings, so this is very useful function. If you have changed location of your source file, so if Excel folder, you have changed folder, you just need to go to change source and select new location. Cancel, close. Also, one of the most important functions is choose columns. Here we can choose columns we want to remove. And the other option that we have here, if we click on this small arrow, we can select go to columns. So this is in case if we have a lot of columns and we cannot find the one we need. So let's select sales. There it is. Double click on it and it will take us to that column. Keep rows, remove rows. So these two buttons are used for deleting unnecessary rows. So we select remove top rows, type how many rows we want to remove. You can type 10. So this is not applicable in our case because we want all rows to have. Split columns. Here we can split values in columns by selecting delimiter. So if we want, for example, here we have album type and we have compilation deluxe. So if we want to split album type in two columns, in one column will be compilation, in second column will be deluxe. We just need to select split columns and select that column that we need. Split columns by delimiter, and delimiter it's here. Power BI recognized delimiter, and if we select OK, let's select OK. And now, as you can see, we have two columns compilation and deluxe. And because we do not need this, let's go to applied steps and delete last step. And it will take us back. In this case, we need to select previous 2 steps. Okay, and there it is. Changes have been removed. So for purpose of this video, I will show you how to create custom column within our query. So for example, let's see what we can do here. We have energy and stability. Okay, let's go to add column and select custom column. And let's name this song effect. And here we will have, say, energy value plus danceability. Okay, and new column is created song effect, and this is sum of energy and danceability. Let's format this as a whole number, and let's save these changes and close our query. Okay, now when we have built our model, we can start creating visualizations. But before we start with visualizations, let me explain you some additional functions of Power BI. So on the left side, we have 4 main views: report view for creating visualization, table view where we have tabular view of our data, so it is similar to Excel. I use this for creating calculated columns and for checking out my data. How you can check data? You can filter data and check your calculations. For example, if you want to see total number of track team happiness, let's select this, and I can see that I have 13 filtered rows, and if I created a measure that shows me count of tracks where team is happiness, and if I have number 13, then that means that result is correct. Let's clear this filter. Next view is model view, so this is used for modeling. Usually you will have more tables and you will have to create relationships between them. Next view is the DAX view, DAX query view. It is used mainly for DAX measures evaluation. So here we can evaluate top 100 rows of our data set, and we will get a result in this table below. And here we can see top 100 rows of our table. So let's go back to report view. First, what we need to do is to create our custom theme. To create our custom theme, we will go to view and click on drop down menu, and we will select customize current theme. So because I'm not good at designing, usually I select some color theme from the internet. Let's find theme for Taylor Swift. Let's Taylor Swift theme. No. Let's select Taylor Swift colors hex because we need hex code. And okay. Select first option. And this is color theme for Taylor Swift. Now let's select first value. Copy paste it. Let's replace color 1. Okay, this is first color. Second color. Second color. Record. Record. Okay, let's select apply. Now, first thing we usually do is creating slicers. So what we can use as a slicer? So we can use release date. Let's use here from release date. Here in data pane, type here, or you can search it. Here it is, release date. Just drag and drop. And let's go to home view and select type of visualization. In this case, we want to be a slicer. Okay, now we have a slicer that shows years, quarters, months, and days, but we do not want all these data, so let's remove days, quarters, and let's change slicer settings. So let's select drop down. Let's name this. We can rename it here, clicking on add data visual. And let's rename it. So here within slicer header, we have year, month written. Let's change this to just today. Okay, so we have our date filter. Let's check. Here we have all years, and within each year we have months. So that's our first slicer. Next thing that we can use for filtering is album name. Let's drag album here. Let's change this visual to slicer. Let's repeat same step. In option, let's select drop down menu and slicer header text. Let's go to capital letter first. Okay. And here, as you can see, we have a lot of albums, and it will be very useful if we have search option. So let's enable search option. You can enable it by clicking on three dots, select search, and now have it. Let's select and remove it. If you want to delete your selection, click on this small eraser on top. Let's move it next to date. Next slicer that we could use is, let's go to table view to see what you can use as a slicer. Let's use album musical genre. Search it here, album. Here it is. Change visualization type. Change slicer settings to drop down. Change header to, let's say, album genre. Let's move it on top. So in order to have a nice looking report, visuals should be the same. And let's format one, and then we can just paste this formatting to other slicers. So let's go to format pane and size and style. What I want to add always is visual border. As you can see, now we have border. For other slices we do not have, but let's change color of this border. Let's put purple, and let's add rounded corners to 7. Let's now select format painter and format other slicers, same as the first one. Now what we want is to have same size for each slicer. So let's select size of this slicer. Size is, let's change it to 8 to 100. No, let's reduce it to, we don't need 100. Let's reduce it to 70. It's better now. Width will be 200. Okay, let's see for the other one, 70, 200. For the third one, 70 and 200. Usually what I like to do is to emphasize them by putting them in one shape. So let's go to insert option. Let's select shapes. New thing here. This. Let's change shape style. Fill. So this option we are going to use to change color of this shape. Let's select the same color as we have for the border. Now we cannot see our slicers. So what we need to do is to go to View and enable selection. And here we have layer order. So if we move our shape to the end, now we will be able to see our slicers. Okay, that's good. Let's close this. And as you can see, space between slicers is different. So let's try to set it to be equal. Select all three of them by holding Control button. And now let's go to Format, Align, select Distribute Horizontally. What we can do is we can group them. So let's select all of them, right click, group. Now when you change one, you will change all because this will be group. So not bad. Let's emphasize this border a little bit. Size and style. Okay, it's fine. Set shadow. Let's format. Let's apply same formatting to other visuals. Okay, now we have slicers. Usually, if you are working for a company, you will have your own icon, your own image to add. So let's add that as a brand. Go to Insert tab, select the image, and I have here one logo for Taylor Swift. That won't work. Okay, now we have something that reminds on a logo. As we are working for Taylor Swift, we want to have her name as a logo. Okay, here it is. Now let's build some charts. Best practice is to have some, let's say, KPIs always on top. And KPIs are, let's say, most important figures for our report. And in this case, it will be some album sales, count of albums, and count of tracks. So let's start with the first one, album sales. $875 million in sales. Wow, amazing. Count of albums. Let's see number of albums Taylor published. Album. Let's drag and drop, and here we have a list. Okay. So let's change this to count. Here go under data, click on this arrow, and under summarization, select count distinct. Count distinct, this option will count unique albums. So 29 albums, and third one, count of songs. So let's select track name, and we will apply same step, summarization, count distinct. Total 361 tracks. So let's format this a little bit. First, I don't like this title here. Let's rename it. So we can rename it from here. If we double click on data, let's type albums sold. Second measure is count of albums published. Third one will be number of songs. Let's change font size, font color. Select callout value. Let's choose this purple color. Can we add something more? No, that's fine. So home, format painter, and format same to other visuals. Let's reduce size, tiles, and now we can apply same logic to tiles, such as for slicer. Let's import some shape. Let's do it like this. Go to view, select selection. Here it is, enable it, move shape to the bottom. Now what we want is to make these tiles transparent because our shape is in green color. Let's select size and style, background, and set transparency to 100%. Format other visuals same. Let's use this. Okay. Next chart that we will create is line chart. We will add it here. So in line chart, we usually track some results across a data dimension. So let's add here release date. And let's remove day and quarter. And what we want to track is number of Spotify streams per each month. We'll add that to y-axis, Spotify streams, and we want to have second line that will show video views. Okay, now let's modify this a little bit. Select format. We want to have markers. We want to see data labels. We don't need trend line at this moment. And let's change titles. Spotify streams. And second line will be video views. Okay, let's remove this title from y-axis. Let's select y-axis and move title. Let's also change title of line chart. Let's rename it Spotify streams and video views by date. Now what we can add within this visual are total number of Spotify streams and total number of video views. So let's drag and drop it. Canvas. So now we have video clips, views, and let's change the color of value to yellow one as line, callout value yellow, and let's put transparent background. Here we need to resize callout value. Let's change it to 18. And let's rename it to video views. Let's add it here, and let's do the same for Spotify streams. Spotify streams. Let's select this style, paste formatting, and let's just change the callout color to green to match Spotify stream line. Let's rename this visual. And now what we will add is another bar chart that will fit on the right side of canvas. That will be sum of album sales. So let's add that album sales, physical sales. Let's add album name. There it is. Let's change title, sales by album. Okay, let me modify this a little bit. I don't like the design. Shape style. Let's add rounded corners. And let's change the canvas background. Go to canvas background, select browse, and let's add a color. You can add any image, but let's add a color. Which color will fit here? Okay, this one. Let's add shape behind every visual we have. Insert shapes. Let's make rounded corners. Let's change it to white. And let's apply same Control C to sum of sales. And let's resize sum of sales. to match shape. Now let's move these shapes to end. And here now we have our dashboard that is interactive, and let's select album to see results for one album. Let's choose Lover. Okay, it's one album, 18 songs, sold in 37 millions. Let's see in 2022 number of sold albums. So she published total 2 albums, total 20 songs, and it was sold in 45 millions. And here we can see number of video views, 338 millions and 15 billion Spotify streams. And on the right side we can see those 2 albums, Midnights and Midnights Graham Edition. Hey there, I hope that this video wasn't boring as it looks like, and if you learned at least one thing from this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much and see you in next video.